Yo, what's going on, Paper? Paper Mike, Christian, how's it going? Mr. Technical. Yeah, that's what they call me, Mr. TA. What's up, Nick? How's it going? How's everyone's Mother's Day? And weekend. Hope everyone had a good weekend. Christian, holy shit, excuse my language. I appreciate that, man. That's awesome. Christian, thank you so much. Did I get on Binance Futures? Yeah, I did create an account. I just really haven't played around with it too much. What's up, Lotus? Ake, I don't know how to say that name. Ake 2? Ek 2? What's up, man? Yeah, so I got that futures account. I just really haven't played around with it too much. Let me know if the audio is too loud, too low. My voice is like Morgan Freeman. Christian, I really appreciate that. Again, thanks, man. My voice gets very, very deep once I get allergies, and allergies have been killing me, so. In a world. Start narrating. Let's give it 1 to 2 more minutes for people to get in here, and we'll get started. What's up, Malanier? I think that's how you say your name, Malanier. Correct me if I'm wrong. Watching in bed, give me good dreams. Yeah, you gotta go to sleep with some TA on your mind. You'll wake up smarter. Alright, let's get this screen open here. Alright, before we get started, does anyone have any questions about this upcoming week? About anything from last week? about any plays. What's good, Sire? Or Seer? Sorry if I'm pronouncing your name wrong. But does anyone have any questions about last week, this upcoming week? Any specific plays? What's up, Mario? We got a good crew here. We'll do chart request after. But just like general questions about trading, investing, whatever it is. Yeah, last week, definitely tech experienced a nice pullback. Definitely could be a wave too. I'll go over all tech in a little bit. PLTR, it's, my thought and opinion on all of the Wall Street bet stocks and the hype stocks like NEO, PLTR, JMIA, what else? AMC and GME, they're all just, moving sideways and to the downside, to the bottom right corner, right? And we want things to move to the top right corner. So, for now, I think it's just best to stay away from those popular names. Awesome, Christian. Yeah, it takes a long time to become profitable. It takes a long time. And if you continue to, learn every single day, study and see what's going on, see what your mistakes are, see what your wins, see why you're winning, see why you're losing, you'll definitely continue to improve. And it's hard. The current market's hard. It's very choppy. There's something changing every single week. So it's definitely hard to gauge on general market sentiment, but you just got to adjust the strategy accordingly. I've been finding more success with scalping and day trading as opposed to swing trading. Swing trading's been a little tough for me, at least. We all have our ups and downs, so just you got to keep going with risk management, sizing, scaling in and out. There's so many different factors, but over time it will become easier for everyone. Futures are up 0.17%. The futures just broke out over that high yesterday or Friday. So I hope we don't get the pullback down here for a retest. A retest of 42.11, possibly. Had to identify a wall. A wall, it depends on what time frame, but usually like daily pivot points. So for example, how to identify a wall here. Right, so that pivot point would be a major resistance, which is why you saw a big spike through, because once this wall was broken, buyers saw that we just broke this wall and we're going to continue to move to the upside. And that's exactly how it works. For example, here's another pivot point, right? So we have this resistance point, or a wall, you could say, and we rejected multiple times before shooting through. We pulled back, and this acted as another resistance in the future right here. Yeah, if you're in a losing position, it's probably best to not add more into a losing position, right? It's better off just to take the loss, and you can always re-enter at a better spot. So Mario said Scalping Spy has been money. It's been playing support and resistance levels, pretty well. So just like that, you guys have to like continue to see patterns, and Mario is finding success with Scalping Spy. So if that's something that's working for Mario, then you should continue to do that, right? So keep trying to find something that works. It's going to take time. It's not going to come, within a week or two. It's going to take months and months and months of trading and learning and making mistakes. And that's why you have to size correctly and not go all in on a play just to try to make a banger. Although, that is nice and we all want that, but it's not realistic. So just continue to look for patterns in the market and find something that works. And once you find that thing that works, right, we all have different mindsets. We all have different risks. We all have different amount of capital. So you just need to find what works for you. So like what works for me might not work for you. Let's get into SPY, and then I'll answer your questions throughout. So I drew this parallel channel here because we are following it pretty nicely. And I'm going to be going over this red count. As you can see, my computer is lagging a lot. I need to get a new computer. We have our wave 1, wave 2, wave 3 move to the upside. A little sideways consolidation, which is normal. And now we just started to break out over that high this previous week. So this high, right? So just like I was talking about before on ES, the futures, we had a big spike through this previous resistance, which was 420.72. So now if we can continue the momentum back to the upside, that would be great. If you take a look at these EMAs, right, they're starting to curl back to the upside after some sideways movement, right? This is, I think this is the 200 SMA, the white line, and this is the 50. So this is a great trend indicator, and it's just starting to shift back to the upside. So I think we can potentially, move back to the upside here. But if not, if we do see a pullback, we'll look for a wave 2, which will be, let's take targets. Right, wave 2 is generally pull back to the 618 or the 0.5. So that would be the area for a bounce if we do get a pullback. Right, we could see, let me draw it. We could see a move, right? We'll probably see a spike down, a move back up, a move back down. I don't know what is going on here. Let me redo that. My magnet was screwing me up here. Right, we'll probably see an ABC before going higher. We'll retest this previous resistance, probably come back down before moving higher. Right, so that's if we get the wave 2 back to the downside. If not, I'll be looking for, just a break of the previous high. So that's SPY. Any questions on SPY? I don't know what's going on with my mouse here. Always a problem. Any questions on SPY before I move on to the Qs, triple Qs? And I'm going to go over just the daily, just so we can get a general overview of what I believe is going to happen here. I'll give it 2 minutes before we get started on the Qs. No? Okay. All right. QQQ, the triple Qs. So I know I have a lot here, but let's just go over the general trend. So I'm going to be going over this yellow count. Let me change it just so we can easily identify it. So remember we had our head and shoulders, right? Left shoulder, head, right shoulder. Had that wave 3 move, right? Wave 1, wave 2 pullback, wave 3 tested those highs, and now we're seeing some more consolidation. We just pulled back. So this could be either the wave 2 dip, which would be this orange count right here, right? Wave 1, wave 2, before wave 3 target would be 377, or this could be an ABC, right? So then this would be, we would be in the C wave currently, right? So A, B, and C, and the targets for C would be 320 or 314, which would make sense if I go to the smaller time frame. We have a gap to fill to the downside. This gap right here, And as you know, all gaps usually get filled. And this 618 lines up perfectly with the bottom of that gap. So if we do get a move back down here, and we break below the low right here, which let me get the exact target. 326.21 is a major level that we would need to hold. Otherwise, we'll fill this gap, and then we'll probably fill this gap back down to 320. So it's something we need to watch. Let me go back to the daily. Look at that candle. Interesting. We're holding right above this previous resistance, which acted as a support here. And check out the 821 EMAs. The 8 EMA is about to cross under the 21 EMA. So that's a bearish signal. If the blue line is crossing over the white line to the downside, that's definitely bearish. But I think we could start to round out here and move back to the upside. We just need to see what happens. IWM, super interesting. I was just trying to see like what's going on here. Let me turn this off just so we can look at the price. We have this pink trend line, right? So 1 bounce, 2 bounce, 3 bounce, and 4. This was last week, and it bounced perfectly. So I really liked where it bounced. I think we're definitely bullish going forward. If we can break over, let me plot it. If we can break over that previous resistance right there, super bullish going into next week or this week. I think then we would test the highs. But be aware, we definitely could consolidate for another week or two. I think we could potentially see more coiling before going up, something like that. So we just got to play it by ear and see what happens. Now let's get into Tesla, into the setups. So as you guys know, I entered Tesla on Friday. I started with 1 or 2 contracts, I don't remember. And then I bought some more at the end of the day. Why? So here's the daily time frame. Here's the daily time frame. So 1 bounce, 2, 3, 4. That's a major bounce right there. 5 and 6. We just experienced that 6th bounce on Friday. Or Thursday, yeah, Thursday. And we're getting higher and higher lows and lower highs. So we're coiling, we're getting tighter and tighter, and that usually leads to an explosive move, right? Just like here, we were having higher and higher lows, lower and lower highs. Although on this trend to the upside, we did have a positive catalyst, right? They got induced into the S&P 500, and they also did a split somewhere over here, right over here. So they did have a positive catalyst. So it might be different this time if we don't get that positive catalyst. We just need to play it by price action. But I love this move, or I really love this setup. Let me go into the smaller time frames. Right, so on the 1 hour, we have a falling wedge. Right, so this is, we have an ABCDE correction. Right, so A, B, C, D, and E, right? And then we just broke out on Friday. We hit 690, and then we pulled back, right? Classic retest. And now we found some more support. We held this line right here, right? We have 1 bounce, 2 bounce, 3 bounce, 4. And we just bounced again right off this previous support. So we have one area of support. We have another area of support right here, the falling wedge retest. And if I take the fibs from the low to the high, fix that. We bounced right off that 618, which is, that's a 70% probability of a wave 2 retest. So I really like this setup a lot. So this could be our wave 1, right? Wave 1, wave 2, wave 3 is somewhere up here. As you can see, we do have a gap to fill up here, which is from 724, I think, to 733, if I remember correctly. This looks beautiful. I mean, this is like, whoops, this is like one of the best setups you can ask for. If this does fall to the downside, it's invalidated below that 618 level, and we'll cut. So it's a great risk to reward play, which is what you want when trading. Right, nothing is 100%. No trade setup is going to work automatically. So that's why you still need to size appropriately. But I really love how this broke out and retested and found some support right in this region. Yeah, the setup looks great. Is Tesla a good entry tomorrow morning? It really depends on how it opens. If it opens up a little bit, I would wait probably for a break over this candle, right, 685, or even that candle, probably over 690. Play the breakout. We just need to see how it opens, because right, if the market is down in the morning, this can totally fail. So we just need to see what happens. But let's say we do get that parabolic move. Right, wave 3 price target is around 729, 730. So right in between the gap. So we would definitely fill this gap. So target's like 733 for wave 3. Which at that point, if you took my call that I alerted, we'd be in the money. So I would hold it for a retest, and then I'd wait for a wave 5 move. And then let's just say, I mean, if we do get an insane move this week, and we approach 780, and we break 780, oh my God. If we break 780, we'll probably go to 850. Right, this is the next major resistance point, right? One resistance before previous support. We'll probably approach 800, then 820, that region right here, and then 850. But right, you got to be a risk first trader. So you have to look at what you can afford to lose. This is a great risk to reward ratio. I mean, you're eating Jersey Mike's. Let me pull up the long short indicator. I think it's right in this one. Long position. Okay, so we entered, let's just say we entered here. And the stop loss is going to be, you know, right around, probably right around here, 650, 655. And the target is up here. All right, so that's over a 4 risk to reward. That's amazing. And if we really wanted to extend this to 780, it's a 7. I mean, it's possible, right? If it gains the momentum. What I also like about Tesla is how it kind of fell off the edge a little bit on like FinTwit, and you know, just the hype about Tesla is really not as much there, right? Because Dogecoin is taking over, and cryptocurrency is taking over right now. So I think if we get the move out of here, I think we'll really start to catch on. Apple. So Apple looks pretty similar to the Qs with that wave 2 pullback. But we have our wave 1, wave 2 pullback, wave 3, wave 4, wave 5. So now this turns into a full wave 1, as you can see by this yellow count. Let me expand this. Right, so we have our full wave 1, wave 2 pullback. This fib is from the swing low to the swing high, and we bounce perfectly off that 0.5 level. So we could potentially be in another wave 3 here on the smaller time frame. All right, so now this could be wave 1, wave 2, with a wave 3 target somewhere up there. So if that wave 5 holds, that would be another great play in the books. Right, wave 3 target right here. But let's just go over the daily trend. I'm not going to start to go over individual things. So that's what I'm looking for here on Apple. Anything below this previous low, right around 126, I'll definitely play puts to the downside, right? we would break that resistance. This is going to act as a support. So we have below this region right here is a great area to play puts back to this white trend line right here. Okay. Any predictions for tomorrow morning? Nah, it's best to honestly not predict, just to play off, what happens. And like, what do I know? And something could come out in the morning and make the market shoot up or make the market shoot down. So we'll see what happens. So Mara said catalyst for Apple could be the trial hearings with Epic Games. Totally. As you know, I really only play price. I don't really worry about other news, right? If news comes out, price reflects that news. So that's what I play. Boeing. Really love this setup here going into this week. This is a falling wedge. One of my favorite setups, as you guys know, if you've been around for a decent amount of time. We have our wave 1, wave 2, wave 3. A, B, C, D, E correction, wave 4. Doesn't get better than that, right? Risk to reward ratio, my favorite. So if we can break that region right there, right? This previous resistance matches up perfectly with that D wave, which I always enter on the break of that D wave. It's one of my favorite plays. So if we can break that this week, I'd love to go long on this. And I'll probably swing trade. Although I haven't been as successful with swing trading, I'll take another swing at it. No pun intended. I hope someone gets that. But yeah, I really love this setup. Make sure you chart this out on your own. Make sure you set your alerts, right? So I'm going to set my alert right here. Right beforehand. That way I'm notified before the move happens, right? So you'd enter right here and your stop loss would be below the previous support or resistance level. NVIDIA, right? So another wave 2 or wave 4 pullback, falling wedge, bull flag type pattern, right? Wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, falling wedge, bull flag pattern. This is more of a bull flag. I took this fib retracement line from the wave 2 swing low to the swing high, and the wave 5 lines perfectly on this this support. So love that for sure. This looks great. I'm gonna play this right over this candle here. Right as we get a break over that candle, I'll play that. And I'm gonna set my alert right before it. Or you can even enter at 600. I mean, this is at 598, so 600 is gonna act as a resistance. You could definitely play that. Right, targets above, that's going to be a next level target, 614. And you can go on smaller time frames for smaller support and resistance levels. Okay. I'll do some chart requests at the end. Let me just go over these setups and then I'll cover whatever you guys want to see. So here's another one, MU. I'm pretty sure the 821 EMA is going to start to cross soon. Yeah, so, right, another falling wedge, and we just had a breakout on Friday. So I really like that. Over 86.32, which is that previous high on Friday, is a great area to enter. And the next resistance level above is that previous, or not previous, that major pivot point right here, which is 87.25. And that's a great target above, right? It lines up perfectly with that 821 EMA. That could definitely act as a resistance point. And then targets, right? I would enter at that resistance. And then above that, I would need to, go in smaller time frames and see what's going on here. But I would end up targeting the top of this wedge here. Really like that. Let's go into Netflix. So Netflix, right, they had their earnings and they dropped big time, 30 points. So now they have a huge gap here. So on the smaller time frame, we recently just broke out, right? So we had this downtrend with a multiple resistance point, and we broke out. So this could be, right? This could be a wave 1 with a wave 2 pullback before going higher, right? So that's something that totally could happen. If I take the fibs, the 618 is where I'm going to look for a bounce. This lines up perfectly with this area of support, right? Support, acted as support again before it broke through. So the 618 or the 0.5 is the area I will look for a bounce. So right now we're in a corrective phase, A, B, and probably a C wave before we see a wave 2 or wave 3, excuse me. And then if that happens, wave 3 price target. All right, let's just say we go to the 618. It would be 525, but we do have a gap to fill. So I mean, we could totally go all the way to 546. So I'll be watching that. Anything over this blue line as well, 515. I'd love that. We had a fake out right here. So you could either play 515 or this level above is going to act as a next level resistance, 518.95. How do you know which area to look for a bounce? You have to look at volume. You have to look at, right, so Netflix, you have to look at QQQ, general market sentiment, always news, see if we get any price upgrades, downgrades, see what's going on. And I usually like to look at the 1 hour and see what candles close at. And if it closes above, then it's probably confirmed. But with time, you'll know, whether it's confirmed or not. Netflix is another one I'm looking at this week. I mean, Snap, excuse me. Turn this off. So, Snap. So we had that falling wedge, right? Now we have a inverse head and shoulders. And originally we thought this was going to be that right shoulder. But now it makes sense that we got an ABC correction. So, blue count, right? So we had a wave 3, wave 4, and then now we are in a wave 5 to the upside. So now we have a wave 1 with an ABC wave 2 correction. And we also have our inverse head and shoulders here, right? Left shoulder, head, and right shoulder. So I do think we could start to see some upside here. And if we can break this previous resistance, right? We have 3 touches. This is a triple top right here. If we can approach this 64.36 level and break that, my target's 80.32. That will be my target. So another inverse head and shoulders play. I really like the inverse head and shoulders. I've been starting to enjoy them more and more often. Neo, I'm going to cover, although it just keeps going down. I really do like the setup here. So Neo, right? So we have our triangle, ABC correction before breaking out and pulling back. Let's see if I extend this a little bit. Not a full retest, but we did break out and now we're pulling back. And then if you take the fib from that swing low to swing high, we are bouncing right at that 786. So it is an extended wave 2. But I do think that if we can break out here and we can break through that 43.22 level, right? That's that previous high and previous support back here. I think we'll start to be in an uptrend, and then we could potentially start to see some growth name stocks pick back up again here. So this is another one on my watch list. Yeah, this yellow line right here, as you can see, it basically splits this chart in half. Below this is bearish and above is bullish. All right, we have like multiple bounces in this region. So this yellow line, I think we need to get back over that. Yeah, Neo's been getting destroyed. It's spent a couple months now just moving sideways, back and forth, faking everyone out. So we really need 43.22. Yeah, and we have a gap. Thanks, Preston. We do have this gap right here. If we can break over this, we have that gap from 47.13 to 49.63. So, you know what? I'm just gonna set my alert right now for whenever in the future, whether it's 2 months, a year. I'll have my alert set, and I'm sure this gap will be filled. So thank you for that, Preston. Appreciate it. Yeah, if you guys see something that I don't, please point that out. Everyone sees different things, so you know we're all here to help each other. So let's work as a group and let's make some money together. Right, that's how we gotta work. We're not competing with each other. We're all here to do the same exact thing, make some money, basically, right? So let's all work together. Let's all help each other out. It's been tough. The market's been tough, and that's why most traders fail, because it takes years, or it takes hours and hours and hours of looking at this screen and charts to become profitable. Last 2 weeks I've been red, and I've been trading for a little over 6 years now. It happens. So, just a part of the game. The gap is from 47.13 to 49.63. This gap right here. Energy. Yeah, we'll take a look at XLE. Yeah, I've been very into crypto. It's been fun. It's been very fun. I can't lie. Friday's close was bullish for sure. Very, very bullish. This week was bullish. I mean, if we go back to SPY quick, right, we broke out over that resistance and now we're consolidating above. I mean, that's bullish, right? We didn't break through and then pull back down. We broke through, consolidated, right? That's a confirmed move. We could potentially retest this now, this week, and then move back to the upside. But now this will act as a support, and this is an area where buyers are going to start to come in, which will drive the price up. So definitely bullish on last week. Futu. So I included this here to play puts, right? I rarely play puts, but I do like this to the downside if we break this level. Let me go into the daily. So if Futu can break below 126.60, which is that pivot point right there, I'll play puts to the downside, right? We're below this support already, so we broke through that, and below that we really have a move to 118, which would give us a great options return. Yeah, I really like that below 126.60 to 118. That's probably something I'll play. And the way this is going to work, if we do break below, I'm telling you right now, I'm calling it. Quote me on this. I'm sure it's going to happen. If we break below, where's my brush? Right? We'll shoot down. We'll come back up, consolidate a little bit, retest this before moving back lower. Happens every time. Every single time. Let's go over Square quick, and then we'll just do this quickly because I want to get through some chart requests for you guys. Square. I hope you guys can just see this by looking at it. All right, this white trend line. We'll touch 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 last week with this falling wedge bull flag pattern. So if we can break above this 243.38 level, which is this previous resistance, which acted as a support here, If we can break above that, I'll consider a move back to the upside and just look for other resistance levels. Right, that's going to act as resistance before we approach the high of the flag. I'm thinking about adding Commons on Square. They're big into crypto. I mean, crypto's been on fire lately. Square is very, very popular company. And I do like this as a long-term play. So I've been debating, whether or not adding. And they just killed earnings. Yeah, 144%. They just killed earnings. So, and then a Royal Caribbean. Only reason I included this is someone's comment in the Discord. Supposedly there's something coming out here. Malinier, you still in here? Let me know if you're still in here. I think you... We'll see what happens. But I like the setup. The setup looks good, right? We have a flag. We have a triple bottom. That's very strong. Let's put on the EMAs. EMAs are just chopping sideways. So this is a long extended wedge. But we are getting lower and lower highs and sideways price movement on the bottom, triple bottom, which is a bullish setup. So if we can break over this resistance point, which is 85.10, I would consider calls through that. And then if we miss that, right, because it depends if you're able to catch it or not. Yeah, this is a nice A, B, C, D, E, right? A, B, C, D, E. I really think we could fly through this. This is the next level above, 88.14. Malinier is saying something will be announced Tuesday. Maybe cruise ships are going to start opening back up. I don't know if they are already. Maybe they're going to start allowing people back on the boats. I don't know. I'm a big Royal Caribbean guy. I think I'm a Diamond Plus member. But still, setup is very bullish. Right, let me draw out what Chris just said. Right, we have our A, B, C, D, and E. We could take the fibs also. Let's check out the fibs. Right in that 0.5 to 618 zone. Love it. Looks great. Square will be $1,000. Yeah, it's possible, Nick. Definitely very, very, very possible. I'm going to set my alert. I totally forgot. Set my alert there, and I'll set my alert right here. That way I am notified. All right. Let's go over some energy. I didn't cover any energy. Okay, so just recent price data. We have a breakout here. We pulled back to that previous high. You see how that works, right? We break through this resistance point. Right, we broke through. We pull back. We fake out, so we broke below that level. You know how many people probably got stopped out right there. And then we ripped to the upside. And check out the 821 EMAs. We crossed over right here. That's a bullish indication. We ripped to the upside. And now we're approaching these highs right here. Turn on the magnet. So that's the next level above, 54.37. So over that, we'll probably test, right, the support from when was that? 2019, 2020 region, 2019. So I mean, that's a bullish setup for sure. Whoops. What is the ticker for Norwegian? It's not NCHL. I totally forgot what it is. I know Carnival is CVL. I haven't looked at cruise lines in forever. CNL? CCL. Duh. I haven't looked at cruise lines in forever. Here's CCL. Still valid, this trend line that I had. Right, 1 touch, 2 touch, and we just bounced off that level again. I do like this. Right? Higher and higher lows. Now we're starting to form lower and lower highs. This could totally set up for a nice move here. Looks good. You know what? I'm going to set my alert right around the 28 level. And probably play calls through that candle. NCLH. There it is. Wow. That looks beautiful. That looks great. Whoops. Look at that setup. That is a nice wedge. All right, A, B, C, D, and E. That's a perfect symmetrical triangle. Wow. I'm going to add this to the watch list. Look at this setup, guys. I mean, that's a clean A, B, C, D, E. So if this can break over 32, 36, right? We have that 1 rejection, 2 rejection. We rejected here again, and then here. If this can break that 32, 36 level, I mean, look how high we were once before. The next level above is that pivot point right there, 39, 36. Love it. Yeah, you definitely weren't tripping, man. Preston, which ticker are you talking about? That way I can focus on, you know, whatever the setup was. All right, let's start to do some chart requests. Roku. So let me know what setups you guys want to see. Let me delete these lines. So as you can see, I was looking at this, right? Roku I loved, but I got that bad news from YouTube. Right, we had our left shoulder, head, and right shoulder, but now we pulled back massively. But we did hold this line right here. Right, this region, this previous support broke through, and then we bounced back up. So if it can hold this line, all right, 292 or 300, decent, but it needs back over these EMAs on the daily, right? It rejected that EMA. Needs back over that. For me to touch this, I would probably want it over 361. Right, it's over this previous resistance. It would break. Check out the volume on the right hand side here. It would break that, and then above it would probably be mostly buyers stepping in. So we did Roku. Let's check out Baba. I know. How do you say your name? Sire? I have shenanigans all over this chart. Let me clean this up a little bit. Okay. So, I mean, this has been consolidating and moving to the bottom right for a long time. I don't really like playing Chinese stocks, right? Especially a couple months ago there was a lot of tension between the U.S. and China, so it was very tough. But it is, forming another triangle. As you can see, I drew them all over the place. It is forming another triangle. I could probably just extend this line. Yeah. All right, so we have a base here. We're starting to form a base. So if this base can hold again and we can break out of this trend line and maybe finally start to get a move back to the upside, that would be ideal. So like fire, but with an S, so sire. Oh, that's really cool. Sire. I like that name. 236.17, which is that candle right there. I would consider that, or whoops, this level of resistance right here, right? So we have multiple touches, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then back over here. So 241 is ideal to be bullish overall, and potentially move back to the upside to the 300 region. I haven't taken a look at this in a while, right? As you can see, I had my Elliott wave here, and then I didn't look at it because all the China tension here. Square we looked at in the video. We looked at Tesla already. Fubo. Yeah, this is like what I was saying before. Another one of those stocks that it's not even worth looking at, right? Fubo, JMIA is tough. NEO is tough. Right, GameStop and AMC. What are some other ones? Right, all those popular stocks that got taken over by Wall Street bets and the retail traders. I feel like they're just being held down. Right, like this is down over 50% from the highs. Over 70%, right? Somewhere in that region. I mean, that's tough. Yeah, look. It's down 73% from the highs. So, I mean, if you want to buy commons, I don't even know. This needs back over that 2317 level, right? That pivot point right there, and that level right there. I can't even say I don't like anything about this. Until we start to see an uptrend is when I'll consider this again. Preston Vale, you got it around 17. Let's check it out. I gotta find I gotta get like a microphone arm because I have it right in front of me and I can't see my keyboard. Wow. I haven't looked at this in a long time. So Vale, right? This is 2020. I'm going over the full chart, but look where we're at. Look at that pivot point that we just broke through. If we go back here, right, we have a multiple support region, right? It broke through here before gaining support. I had to fake out before the rip. And then we have another resistance point right here. So I don't think it's too overextended, honestly. I mean, this could totally keep going. This will act as a new support, this region, this 2188 level. Personally, I don't really like to play these, but you could, take the fibs, and put on the targets. All right, 1618. The 14, the 2. So these are the targets above. All right, the 2 just got hit. So your next target would be 2375. The 2618. That's a major fib target that people use. Personally, I wouldn't really play options on this because this could, right? It's a little choppy. to the upside, right? So it's definitely harder to play options, but commons might work on this. Let's check out. Well, you got in at 17. All right, so you're up nice. You got in at the perfect spot. I think if it falls below that 2188 region, I might scale out. But right, this is a great play to let the runners run. So definitely take out your initial investment if you want, and let your runners run, right? Because this can totally continue to run. I mean, look, maybe to like 27 or something. But definitely let the runners do the work here. Let's check out ARK K. I covered this on Twitter. I'm not sure if you guys saw that. So ARK, we have a nice double bottom, right? So this previous resistance, right, 1 rejection, 2 rejection, acted as a support, acted as another support on Thursday or Friday, Thursday, and we had a bounce. So if this bottom gets taken out, things will be very, very bearish. But if we could hold this 106.15 level, I think we could potentially start to see some upside again. Hopefully test the highs. I do have ARK K, but I hope this is the bottom, right? Even for just a general market, right? They own a lot of growth stocks, a lot of tech. So I hope this is the bottom here, but we'll see. 106.15 below that, bearish. And then if we can break above just the highs of Friday's candle, I would like that to the upside. SLGG. Oh, wait, let me do FSLY. Christian wanted to see that. Okay, so here's a chart on FSLY. I already had it charted. Right, so we have this trend line that was holding, but we ended up breaking to the downside, and we've seen some significant downside. Right, this is down a lot from the highs. Wow, I didn't even realize. This is down from 136. This is down 70% from the highs. So the next support level is 35.51, Christian. This is the next area I think we could bounce. So if we hold 35.51 and it holds and we start to see some more upside, I mean, I would consider it. This pattern was nice up here, right? We were consolidating nicely. Higher and higher lows, lower and lower highs, but earnings killed them. So once again, just watch out for the 35.51 region. We are kind of in no man's land here. X. Wow, I haven't looked at this in a while. Okay, so X. Right, we have a multiple support. We're definitely in an uptrend, and we just broke that previous resistance. That's very, very bullish. Anything major over here, right? Look at that also. A major resistance point back in 2016. And here, 2015, right? This is a major resistance point that we just broke. So this could definitely see lots of continuation. If this line can hold, 27.40. Love it. Check out the EMAs. EMAs are curling to the upside. So I do like this play. SLGG. This This is down over 50% from the highs as well. I would want this to break over the EMAs, number one, and then over this level too, 6. Just that pivot point right there. It has seen some significant downside. They do have earnings coming up on May 19th. 10 days. Their last earnings, they didn't do too well. But video games has been hot recently, so I mean they could definitely be in earnings. I don't know. You see how this broke down below this support and now it's retesting? I mean, I think this can see some more downside. Right, we're breaking below the support and turning it into a new resistance. And we do have a little gap to fill right down below. Never mind, we already took that out. Yeah, this kind of looks bearish based off of breaking this pivot point right here, right? Previous support, now acting as a new resistance before we see some more downside. GS, let's check it out. This is the last time I looked at Goldman Sachs. Jeez. What a run. I haven't looked at this in a long time. Again, we just broke that previous resistance of 356.85. So, right, if we take the fibs, swing high to the swing low, these are your targets above. All right, all these are going to act as resistance. 373.11, 381, 396. But this is the target I would aim for. That 1618 target. 381. Which, let's see if there's any yeah, it's never even been that high before. So my chart's spazzing out right now. I do like that. Yeah, my target would be 381. Just be careful that this totally can retest. Right? This previous resistance point. If this does start to move back to the downside, right, we'll move down, probably fake out, and then rip higher. No problem, man. WY. BA I covered. If you want to just move back or scroll back, I think that was one of the first tickers I covered. WY. Okay, first let's just check out the overall trend. I appreciate that, Sacco. No time. I mean, no problem. Oh, I'm getting tired. It's a Sunday night. Yeah, I'm trying to, do everything I can to help you guys. So here we're in a clear uptrend. You said you were in 618. Oh no, you're thinking about 618 calls to ride the uptrend. Yeah, it just broke that EMA, so bullish. Let's check the smaller time frame. Right, we were just consolidating for a bit, some sideways consolidation. We broke out over those highs, right? Rejected. We broke through, but we pulled back massively. Earnings didn't do well on earnings, but now we're starting to break out to the upside. So you can either play that. Whoops. This magnet screws me over sometimes. 40.18, which is that previous resistance on Friday, it seems like. Or you can always play that break of 40.56. Could totally ride that uptrend. Okay. TTWO. Take Two Interactive. I haven't looked at them in a long time. go over the daily. Okay. So, right, we had a steep drop. But what I like about this right here is, right, we bottomed out here around 161. We found a higher low, right? So we bounced down here. Let me draw it. 161.33, and we recently just found a support at 164. So we have a higher low. So it's trying to start to, find its way back to the upside. It's trying. And it seems like we have a trend line that we could draw right here. Yep. So we have multiple rejections. So it needs back over this pink trend line and these EMAs to be bullish. Right, so a major resistance point. Right, we have 1 rejection, 2 rejection. Right, it acted as support right here, kind of. So we need back over that 179, 180 region. Decent. It's setting up nice. If it breaks below this low right here of 161, it will probably test these lows right here around 150. Preston, let me check that for you. Inverse head and shoulders. I mean, you can consider this the left shoulder, the head, and the right shoulder, but then also you could consider this a head and shoulders, right? This would be the left shoulder, head, the right shoulders, but it just broke out over that, so it kind of got invalidated. It's a weird pattern for sure. This was also a cup and handle right here, but it faked out to the downside. So yeah, over that 40.18 level on WY. I like. Appreciate that, sire. I hope we're all green with the love of everyone's emotional and mental state. It's been tough. It's been very tough. So just size smaller than you think. If you guys have like individual questions about your personal accounts and you don't want to like share it publicly, message me. Like I don't care. I'll help you guys. Right? I don't care whether you have $1,000 to trade with or $1 million to trade with. Whatever I can do to help, I'll help. Yeah, Nick. It's all the good setups recently. There's only been a select few that have been working. And this happens from time to time. And the market has been continuously hitting all-time highs, right? Like SPY and the Dow, S&P, they've been hitting highs every single week, but it's only a select few tickers that are going up each day, which it's been tough. It's been very tough, as opposed to, right, 2020, which was a very, very odd year. We were in a huge uptrend, gaining 200 to 300 points on the market every day. And everything was breaking out and working, right? It's rarely like that. So now everyone just needs to, humble down. Don't YOLO your bank account into a play. Just aim for small profits, right? 10 to 15% on an option play goes a long way. If you just have 5 winning plays for the week, and they go 20% each, right? That's 100%. It will add up over in a few months if you could do that. Now, not every play is going to work, of course, but don't be greedy. You just have to take those small profits sometimes. If I have like a banger of a play, like when I had that Tesla play go up like 1,500%, my next 5 or 6 plays I took profits at 15 to 20%, because when I was a beginner, a lot of times after I would have a 1,000% play, which would only happen here and there, But when I would have that happen, I'd be so confident. I'd go into my next play and put in my whole account, and I lose it all. I blew up my account so many times, and it ruins you. It really just ruins you when you blow up your account. I was depressed. It really just kills you, right? You never want to lose all your money. So just being on the risk first side of things is major. Yeah, if you can't YOLO in this market, it can work. Like it can work here and there, but it's not going to be consistent if you keep putting your entire account into a play. So right, as you can see in the Discord, we have a few people that are constantly losing money, and I'm trying to just DM them and help them. You can't be putting that much money, right? If you have $1,000 account, you can't be putting $600-700 into one play. That like, there's nothing we could do for you on that end. But yeah, I was in your position, guys. I was losing a lot of money. I lost like 50 grand my first 2 years. And when I first started, I was 18, 19. I was working. I saved up all this money for once I graduated college, and I lost everything that I saved up. So you can only imagine what that does to a 20-year-old. It kills you when you lose that much money when you're young. But you just got to be consistent, be safe, and keep at it. Right? If you're also just a beginner, don't focus on making profits. Focus on percentages. That was a big mistake I made when I was first starting. Right? If you have a good strategy and you're consistent, money will come with consistency. I think that's something major that you need to understand. Money comes with consistency. Consistency. If you're inconsistent, money will not come. So just focus on consistency, focus on percentages, and with that, you'll be able to slowly start to build your account and scale up. Have a good night, Preston. Appreciate you stopping by. Yeah, instead of focusing, like Nick, you said 500. If you can make 500 a week, that's great. But I would focus on a percentage a week. Let's say, because $500, if you have $1,000 account, that's 50%. That's, while it's possible, it's not going to be a consistent thing that works. So if you have, focus on 2 to 3%. That's it. That 2 to 3% builds up very, very quickly. And even if you get 2% a month, that sounds like nothing, but think about it. SPY over the last 100 years or whatever it is averages 7 to 10%. If you could do 2% a month, that's 24% in the year. Right? So it adds up very, very quickly. All right. So if you guys have any questions, DM me, Twitter, Discord, ask C-Blast or any of the other staff or analyst. Yeah. On that note, it was a good stream, guys. And if you have any more questions, let me know. Make sure you go watch the videos I put out. Put out 2 more videos last week. So those should help you. Yeah. All right, guys. I'm going to end it here. Have a good night, guys. Appreciate you stopping by.